So there was an assault that the Venezuelan government denounced to a fishing vessel. What guarantees are to continue carrying out fishing activities in that economic exclusive zone? And other U.S. allies have moved their fleets in other parts of the Caribbean. Do you have any information on that? That other countries, allies of the U.S., like Netherlands and the United Kingdom, have moved fleets in the Caribbean. Do you have any information on that? Well, I'm going to begin with the last question. Normally, the economic exclusive zone, you have the territorial sea, and then according to international laws that were created in the last 70, 80 years, there's something that all countries establish with limits with their neighboring countries, which is the economic exclusive zone. To go through the economic exclusive zone, this is always coordinated. An oil tanker, a shipping, a container ship, the Netherlands, because the Netherlands have Curaçao. Normally, they are moving ships around, but we always coordinate. There are protocols for that coordination. And the same with all countries in the world. They coordinate with their protocols, with respect. I need to go with a ship through there, and we give the permission. So until now, that has functioned properly. The only that constantly violates international law of the passing of ships through economic exclusive zones of many countries of the continent is the United States of America. It's not only with Venezuela, it's with numerous countries of the Caribbean. And well, we have put quotas for years on that, thanks to the exercise of sovereignty on behalf of our Navy. Regarding the first question, where the first minister of Trinidad and Tobago went crazy. She went crazy because she was threatening that she was going to authorize attacks from Trinidad and Tobago against Venezuela. That's like declaring war against Venezuela. I'm certain that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are against this. We are neighboring countries. You know that Trinidad and Tobago was sold by the Spanish Empire to the British Empire few years before the independence of Venezuela. So very early, we were one single community. The lives in the Caribbean Sea and the coast of the state Sucre, Trinidad and Tobago, has been a life of cooperation and brotherhood. It's only now when this lady comes in, there has never been a governor of Trinidad and Tobago to threaten a war against Venezuela. Who is behind this? Who is imposing the intrigue? Who's whispering in the ears of this lady? How is she able to declare this? Who is behind all this? Marco Rubio, of course. The death lord and warlord, that's how he's being described. Wherever he goes, there are dead bombs, dead children. The lord of death and war, of hate, Marco Rubio. So Trinidad and Tobago, all his social sectors and political sectors and cultural, economic, and its people, they must impose once more relations of respect. Simple as that. They must impose relations of respect. And we will see. We have defense plans, and the armed forces have announced a part of that. We have defense plans that escalate. There are different lines, and Venezuela can be certain, completely certain, that we will guarantee our sovereignty and preserve peace of our country. Now, on the vessel, the fishing vessel of tuna that on Friday, right? Friday, we were in a meeting on Friday with the Joint Chief of Staff of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces. The Executive Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez, was there as well, the Vice President Diosdado. We were doing a briefing of what happened on Thursday in the Operation Plan Independence 200, which was a tremendous success. And we were preparing the day of Saturday, the plan for Saturday, that people go to the barracks. And that's when we got the information in real time with videos and audios that a small boat of the dozens of fishing tuna boats that go daily to work in coordination with the authorities of the Venezuelan authorities to the economic exclusive zone, was being threatened by radio, was being boarded and raided by a group of U.S. Marines, heavily armed. Very quickly, the boat was given the direction through the military channels to remain calm, and they continued to report on what was happening. They were able to report until the moment of the boarding. A group of 18 U.S. Marines, specialized Marines, assaulted a group of tuna fishers, and they were kidnapped for 8 hours in high seas in jurisdiction waters of Venezuela. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the international community. It's embarrassing for the military honor of the U.S. military forces. In the United States, this has been said. They're going to fight drug trafficking with U.S. missile destroyers. When has this been done in the world? What country has done this in the world? Not a single one. It's completely without logic. Overkill to send a destroyer, that's how they refer to it, a destroyer vessel, so that the name instills fears. A destroyer is coming and everyone is supposed to run. A missile destroyer with 380 professionals of the highest military standard that study for years to be able to operate those weapon systems, taking 2 boats with heavy machine guns to raid a small fishing vessel. If we did a video for TikTok, they will say that we are exaggerating. It will be something almost funny. The behavior of the Venezuelan fishermen was exemplary. Patience, they were very patient and they were calm. And some may wonder, may ask what they were looking for. Tuna. Did they not have fish in their ship? What were they looking for? The soldiers did not know what they were looking for. Who gave the order? One can ask here to the generals and admirals. A military operation of that type, of that kind, someone gave the order in Washington. Who gave the order in Washington so that a U.S. missile destroyer sent 18 U.S. Marines to raid a fishing vessel, to threaten a fishing vessel at high sea? Who gave that order? Has this happened before? We must ask ourselves. You are people that like to investigate and research. Delcy, Gabriela, Alfred Nazare. Is there a precedent somewhere in the world that this has ever happened? That a missile destroyer sends its soldiers, its expert missile soldiers, to raid tuna fishing boats. So what were they looking for? I have nothing to say about it. If the tuna fishermen would have had any kind of weapon and use weapons within within Venezuelan jurisdiction waters, that would have been the incident that they are looking for, that the warmongers are looking for, to have a war in the Caribbean. So I ask in Washington, who gave the order to try to create this incident? And this has to be in the papers of the operations. Who gave the order in Washington? That they remained for 8 hours, because they could have said, to justify a narrative, they could have said, well, we went there because that ship looked dangerous in front of our shipment, a gigantic shipment. And we went there to see that they had no weapons, which is illegal already because they are in jurisdiction waters that belong to Venezuela. But it's a narrative that at least would have a possibility to be believed. But that they remain 8 hours there, threatening the fishermen with their weapons, they were looking for that incident. A helicopter overflew, that it has been doing it for several times now, that area in the north. Every time that helicopter takes off, we see it, and the ship is also there. They were searching for an incident, so that it went from a minor incident to a major incident. And you know that our Bolivarian National Armed Forces is in the full exercise of sovereignty in that region, and they have not fallen in provocations, nor will we fall in provocations, with serenity, with tranquility, with strategic wisdom. Personally, all these situations looked over thanks to the professionals of Venezuela that have the highest training, strategic training, to handle conflicts and situations like this.